And ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go three abreast. It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. And we are so glad you joined us here on wingnation.com or wherever you're catching us. Thanks so much for twisting us in. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here. Erin, we have a fun show today.
Yeah, we sure do.
Oh, my gosh. We're going to talk to Ryan Taylor. He picked up the big win at the Speed Palace. And we're going to talk to David Gravel, who put Jason Johnson Racing back in victory lane.
Very cool story.
Very cool story. So looking forward to that as well. So how are you? Everything good in your world?
Very good. You?
Good. Oh, I'm fantastic. No, I went this past weekend. I went a little asphalt racing. Shh, I know. Sprint car folks. Yeah, exactly. I went to South Boston.
Yeah.
For the Nascar Whelen Tour, modified tour.
Yeah, which is one of the closest, I think, forms of racing to sprint car racing.
Those things are phenomenal.
Yes.
Those things are beasts. Okay, and in fact, I've shared this. I think a wing sprint car on the dirt side, and a NASCAR style modified on the asphalt side. Maybe set aside the super modifieds that run Oswego. They're pretty sweet too, but I think that they're just about as badass as it gets.
I agree.
And so I went up there. What a show. They really promoted that thing up.
Yeah.
They did a $10 advance ticket, $15 day of show. You had the NASCAR Whelen modifieds. You had their late model division is stacked. I mean, you've got 3 national champions there who mixed it up and went viral with videos of crew chiefs jumping in cars and everything
Intelligent
else.
moves.
Yes, exactly. Genius moves. But it was fun. And it got me thinking, and I ran into a bunch of Wing Nation fans up there, which was great.
Awesome.
I mean, there one father and his son, they're from the Baltimore area. Kid had on a Kyle Larson Pennsylvania Posse shirt, and they had been used to live up next to Williams Grove, and so now they're down in the Richmond area now. So that was neat, but a lot of people, and so really cool. But what it got me thinking about is that the folks at South Boston really promoted this thing well.
Yeah.
And granted, blue skies, 70 degrees, okay?
That helps.
But they had a huge crowd. I am telling you, talking to some of the people at the track, they hadn't seen a crowd like that since the old Denny Hamlin charity race days.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, really kudos to them. And it got me thinking about our world with wing sprint cars. I mean, it's amazing to me how good we have it when you simply mention World of Outlaws and you very well could sell the place out.
Yeah.
I mean, when they roll into town, people are buying tickets. And it's good promotion. It's what's going on. It's really good. When you see what's going on in Pennsylvania, when you see what's going on in Ohio, when you see what's going on, what Kendra's got out in Knoxville, we're really blessed on the dirt track side with some great promoters and promotions that are going on. So it just, as I'm sitting there watching it, and I really felt so good because I enjoy asphalt racing as well. Dirt's my priority. I prefer dirt, but I enjoy asphalt racing. And for Pete's sake, I make my living in the NASCAR world. So I love asphalt racing. I've been saddened in the last few years by some of the struggles on the asphalt side of the sport, particularly here in the Southeast. It's not pretty. You set Bowman Gray aside, which is its own unique animal. You set that aside, and it's bleak here in the Southeast. But then there's becoming this little oasis. South Boston's really doing it well, and it's so encouraging. And I just love going to a great day at the racetrack, 2 hours and 45 minutes, sitting in the sun, 3 really, really good races along the way. Yeah, a little drama there. Got to see the modifieds.
Drama's good for the fans.
Drama's good as well. And on my way back home. It was great.
And people aren't complaining and nitpicking it, and they're enjoying the day at the races.
I know. Enjoy a day
that?
at the races. Yes, imagine that. Something that some other forms of the sport wrestle with right now. So, yes, indeed. So, it is really, really cool. So, we're just blessed to have some really great promoters and people working on the the sport. To talk about promoters, what they're doing at Jackson is just, I mean, my gosh, you and I've been up there. Holy cow. I mean, it's great to see our sport so vibrant in so many places. Yeah. And it's good to see some vibrancy in the asphalt world, too.
Yes.
So, nice stuff.
And the pictures from California, every track looked like the crowds were unbelievable.
My gosh, yeah, it really was. It was great. So, hey, let's take a look at our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. The World of Outlaws. We'll talk to Gravel. How about Aaron Reitzel picking up one? Yeah, we sit down, like some weeks we sit there and say, who do we talk to? Who do we talk to? This week we sent a list of 15 people who we wanted to talk to, and any one of them would have been great. Pennsylvania, Ryan Taylor. How about Freddie Raymer? Yeah. Getting back to victory lane first time this year.
He's had a little rough start this year.
Yeah, he has had a bit of a rough start, but he shall bounce back. Sprint Car Challenge Tour, well, they were at Placerville, and really I think that Placerville should just be called Forsbergville. I mean, the way Andy Forsberg gets around that joint. I mean, him and Sean Becker. Yeah. I am telling you what, and Becker was closing on him at the end of it, but those two are really good. But Andy Forsberg picked up the win, and really excited about this. A couple of weeks ago on our MAV TV show, we had Harley White on. Okay, Harley has hired Johnny Herrera to be your crew chief, which is great, okay? Now, the national tour hasn't started yet, but they were at a regional tour, 3 regions at I-30 Speedway, and she whooped them.
Yeah, and she had Haferty and Wayne Johnson. And
Seth Bergman was in the field.
All chasing her down.
So I am kind of geeked up about what we're going to see from Harley White.
I'm a big Harley fan.
I've always been a big Harley White fan, and I think we had Bobby Allen on, and we had Bobby Allen on our MAV TV show, and we've had Logan Schuchart on our MAV TV show, and they both said that the Dry Dean support coming on now is good. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, while we would like their money, we wouldn't have been able to capitalize and deliver for them. Yep. So let's go back to Harley White. I think now, at this stage, a couple of years managing her team on the road, bringing in Johnny Herrera now is I'm telling you, fingers crossed for Harley, because I have a hunch we're going to be talking about that.
I sure hope so, and I think so.
I hope so too. Yeah. And I love the combination with Johnny joining that veteran leadership, and a guy that she's raced with, so he knows her traits, he knows her characteristics. He can say, you that's what you did to me at Skagit.
And just having someone like Johnny believe in you and working on your car is a huge
confidence
mental
builder.
Confidence.
Yes, absolutely. So there you have it, our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. I'm all twisted up here, can't even speak English. That is it, our hot topics, and of course classicinkusa.com. That's www.classicinkusa.com for all your screen printing needs. A little later in the program, we're going to talk to David Gravel, but let's talk a little bit, show you a little bit, and listen to a little bit about it. Last Friday night at Keller Auto Speedway in Hanford, California. This is Johnny Gibson with the call on Dirt Vision. The leader is Shane Stewart, but not for long. It is our Dry Dean Diesel All Death-Defying Move of the Week.
And now for the Dry Dean Death-Defying Move of the Week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
But here comes David Gravel to the inside. Slide job. Now grabs the bottom, and David Gravel has the lead, at least for the moment, and David Gravel will lead lap 22.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dry Dean Diesel All Death, the official death of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit drydean.com for more information.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing as a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the past 16 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 4 years. We love sprint car racing, and we're there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
O'Reilly. Is your check engine light on? Don't ignore it. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today and let our professional parts people scan your vehicle for free. We'll retrieve the codes, discuss possible solutions, and even help you find a professional technician if needed. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today for our free check engine light help. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt lay model have taken the checkered flag on Weld racing wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld racing wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld racing wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing, proven speed. An American tradition. Since 1889, Red Brand Fence has provided American farmers, ranchers, and homes with the highest quality fencing solutions built on tradition. Whatever your fencing needs, field, stockade, livestock, garden, electric, or specialty fencing applications, Red Brand has the fencing for your specific needs. Go to redbrand.com to find your fencing, local dealers, support, and guides. Made in the USA, Red Brand Fencing. That's redbrand.com for more information.
This is Brian Brown, and you're watching MRN's Wing Nation on MRN.com.
It is Wing Nation, brought to you by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. We need to get right to it. Our Red Brand Fencing hotline is busy today. Joining us fresh off from a trip on Saturday night to Victory Lane at the Speed Palace, Ryan Taylor's on the line. Hello, Ryan. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hey, how you doing, Steve and Erin?
Oh, we're fantastic. How are you? I mean, how are you doing after that win? It has to be good to get back to Victory Lane after a bit away from it.
Yeah, Port's always been kind of the home track for me, so it feels good. It almost feels better winning there than anywhere else, I guess. But it's funny because we actually won a year ago to the exact date at Williams Grove. Oh. So 365 days to the day since the last win.
That's awesome. Ryan, talk about the race. It seemed like your car was kind of dominant. You had the high line figured out. But you said something interesting after the race about how worrying about what's going on behind you can pretty much lose you the race. That's easier said than done, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think, and that's why I said it, it's something that I was taught a long time ago when I first started racing go-karts. You know, you see everybody, like, looking over their shoulder, trying to see how close the guy is. I've tried to carry that through in the sprint cars. Obviously, you're not looking back, but I didn't even look at the scoreboard because I just wanted to focus on where my car was best. I knew what was working, and I just tried to keep perfecting it each lap. And, when the top's really good like that at Port, someone like Lucas is definitely one of the more dominant cars there. So you have to be prepared for that. But if you focus on your own stuff, I think, we can get the job done.
Well, I agree, and this from the radio guy that's never sat in a race car before, okay? So if this is a dumb question, I apologize in advance. But do you at least look at what lap cars are doing and things you can see to see if there's any trends on the racetrack? Do you ever do that or catch yourself doing that?
I think you really actually just feel it in the seat of if your lap times are falling off a little bit, you can start to tell that. If you're losing grip on exit or you can't drive it in as hard. My guys have my car so good, though, that I didn't feel any of that. I felt like the car was just as good from the start of the race to the end of the race. And man, that was so comfortable that's why I never really had to switch it up. I just kind of, watched the lap cars and tried to be patient where I need to be patient. But then Lucas showed his nose to me and stuff and put a big flyer on. And then I knew how to get a little bit more aggressive with the lap cars. But, you got to pick and choose what's right and wrong in those situations.
Ryan, talk about racing in the daytime shows at Port Royal. Pretty soon they'll shift to be later at night, tracks heavier. How does that confuse you to start kind of focusing on these daytime tracks, dry, slick, and then they switch over and you're starting to run more at night?
Well, our hope is that the track doesn't really change too much. The day shows there have been phenomenal. You look back to like Labor Day Classic races and that kind of stuff from last year, and the finishes are side by side. They're racy. The first two races of this year there were really awesome, I think, so far. The track crew does such a good job with preparing that racetrack and kind of knowing what they have to work with that I think even with going into the night shows starting, depending on how much they're putting water down and that kind of stuff, I think they can still give us that same type of racetrack if they want to.
It's amazing to me because the bugaboo is daytime racing, and every time they don't turn the lights out at Port Royal, it's wild. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, not many tracks I don't think can do that.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, no, it's one of them things there where as much as it is the Speed Palace, is what they call it, but man, when athletes get slick, but it has some grip up top there on the fence, you know, there's some guys that aren't willing to go all the way out there, so that leaves open opportunity for big sliders. And I watched back over the highlights and stuff, and I'm really thankful that Danny Dietrich didn't start the race where he was supposed to start it, because he probably would have drove by all of us and laughed all the way back up to us the way he was driving by everybody, putting big flyers on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ryan, I read that you kind of cut back on your schedule last year, and going forward this year, you said you didn't really want to say you were running for a championship because you have one motor, one car. What has been, has it been a financial thing that's kept you from the racetrack, or just a change in life schedule?
You know, it's been a bit of a change of life schedule more than anything. My dad has always given me, you know, an opportunity to race as much as I want to race, you know, willingly with one motor, one car kind of thing, with rebuilds in between. But I got married to my wife, Kate, 2 years ago, and we got a house and a dog, and I started a new job working for Sherwin-Williams Automotive and in sales for them. So, like, all this stuff just happened all at once, and then it started to get very overwhelming last year. And the racing was the biggest, I guess you could say, luxury of all of it. And the others were, you know, the house and that kind of stuff were more of a responsibility. So I kind of needed to, you know, like, scale myself back a little bit and just get my head on my shoulders and just kind of find myself again. And coming into this year, I feel really good of where I'm at with everything, and just looking forward to really just being at Port each week.
Nice. That sounds good. One of the, I look back, it was years ago at Port, and had the chance to just walk the pit area, chatted with you, and actually in our conversation also was Greg Hodnett. You had kind of dedicated that win to Greg. You guys had a pretty neat relationship from just that one conversation and talking to you individually. You two had a pretty cool relationship, didn't you?
Yeah, we so Mike Hefner's race shop is only about 10 minutes from where my house is, and Greg and his crew chief Ryan Hand. I used to go over there and grab lunch with those guys all the time, sometimes, you know, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, depending on what was going on. And I just got to know Greg outside of the races and away from the racetrack. And he was a totally different person, and his personality is something that I'll never forget, you know, away from there. And man, that hit me so hard. And it's not something that I ever really, you know, let a ton of people know, or social media or anything like that, because they didn't need to know. It didn't really matter to me what they knew or didn't know or know. For me, it's just, you know, it's more personal, and it's lost a really good friend. So to kind of get a win at, you know, somewhere where he was so dominant at all the time too, it's just super cool. And luckily Ryan Hand was actually at the race on Saturday night. So when I saw him, it was kind of hard to not tear up a little bit and get a little bit of emotion and feel that. So it felt really good, though.
I sincerely appreciate you sharing that with us. I know it is a personal thing, and I do appreciate that. And one of the challenges is racetrack Greg and away from racetrack Greg were such different people, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. I truly do. Finally, on a personal level, okay, I always love that Erin is here, but in talking with you, Ryan, I sort of wish that Ashley was here too. So, how's the hair look today?
Oh gosh.
Oh, see, here's the thing: is I actually have notes written down of things to talk about, and one of them was Steve Post's hair.
Well,
your hair looks glorious today.
Well, yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes, Ryan, and I think Brian Brown and some others are competing for the second best hair in sprint car racing, behind mine.
Oh yeah, you're leading.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We'll all follow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's in. See, the other thing that Ryan has, he is in the product category where mine is more natural.
Oh yeah.
So, he adds something to it a little bit.
Yeah, him and Brownie.
Little stickiness on the tires or something there. Yeah, little something on it. So
I had a fresh fade and everything. I got a haircut on Friday for the races, and I got a little too skin close, I think, because I saw myself at Victory Lane. It looked like I was bald with a hat on.
Oh, no. Well, no, we can't
I might have to let that grow back out a touch.
Yeah, we can't have that now. Come on. Now, you might drop to third or fourth if you do that. So,
But you got the big lead. I mean, you're out there.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling.
Sorry, Ryan, the competition.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, there's no competing with those glorious locks.
Glorious locks. Oh, my God. Hey, hashtag glorious locks. There we go.
There it is.
Ryan, I was so happy to see you get the win. Congratulations on that. Appreciate the time spending with us today. And I know we'll catch up with you down the road, but have a good rest of a couple weeks, and we'll catch up with you here in a few weeks down the road.
That sounds good, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me on.
There we go. Ryan Taylor joining us here. Yeah, I don't even know where this all started, but Ashley and Hare and Ryan and a mutual friend of ours, Jay Dugan, it's just spirals out of control. About twice a year on social media, it blows up. So I figure we'll bring it right to the people. And I am having a good hair day today. Those of you watching on Facebook, now I know those of you listening, but I am having a good hair day today. So I brought my A game today. Yes. Oh. Self-declared. That's right. My gosh. You're right about that. All right. Hey, we do need to step away. When we come back, David Gravel, he'll join us next.
10 tours, over 200 nights of racing. The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 28th year. Whether you're enjoying the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour at Williams Grove, Eagle Raceway, Skagit Speedway, or any of the 9 ASCS regional tours across Arizona, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and beyond, winged and even non-winged, there's a race happening near you. Check online for schedule details at ASCSRacing.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And when you can't be there live, catch the National Tour and select regional events on RacingBoys.com.
The WinAZ06Corvette.com sweepstakes to benefit the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa is underway. Go to WinAZ06Corvette.com to find out how you can win the Torch Red 2019 Z06 Corvette that is on display now in the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. The winner will be announced Saturday night, August 10th during the 59th Annual Knoxville Nationals. Visit WinAZ06Corvette.com to win this awesome ride.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
I'm Greg Wilson, driver of the Hercules Tire W20. Now back to Steve Post and Erin Evernham on Wing Nation.
All right. We are having a blast here today. We're glad you joined us. It is Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. We need to go back to the Red Brand Fencing guest line, fresh off from a trip to Victory Lane out at Keller Auto Speedway in Hanford, California this past weekend. David Gravel's on the line. Hello, David. Welcome back to the show.
How you doing, guys? Thanks for having me.
We are doing well. How are you doing? Congratulations getting the first win of the season, new race team and everything. Has to be good to get that one locked down and moving forward, getting that win on Friday night.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good feeling. We had a rough couple races and then had a rain out, and we got to think about our bad races for a week and a half. And, you know, to answer back with a win is great. It just shows you how hard the guys work, and, you know, we're making progress for sure.
David, talk about your year so far in the transition to Jason Johnson Racing, working with Bobby and Phillip and the whole team. Great group of people, obviously went through a lot last year, but you guys have started out strong. Just talk about the year so far and what it's like driving for them.
Well, it's been a joy. You know, it's been very laid back and fun. You know, everybody's pretty easygoing and all that, so all that's going well. The season started pretty good at Volusia. We passed a lot of race cars. Just needed to start up closer to the front. And then Vegas was all right, and then California we were kind of struggling. And you know, just a lot of new stuff for Phillip and Bobby. You know, Jason was kind of the leader, and he was the one that made a lot of the calls for a lot of stuff down the road. So Phil's going to be coming into his own here this year, becoming the leader of the team. And, you know, Bobby's got a lot on her plate with Jax going to school and all that. So looking forward for Jax to be done with school and she could be on the road with us, and we could kind of start hitting our stride.
And I think that's the tricky part is hitting that stride with such a big void in that team that was there with Jason when we lost him along the way. David, I'm fairly confident, was there a lot of emotion involved? I mean I know they came out with Carson Macedo and they won at Knoxville, they won the Cappy Classic, so getting back to victory lane, but it's almost like getting the new deal together in victory lane. A little emotion involved in getting that win and propelling this further down the road this season?
Yeah, for sure. One little bit of a shock. I think our last 3 races before that were a 15th, 16th, and 17th, and then, now we're in the dash, and it was our first dash of the year, and then I spin out in the dash, and then, boom, we're in the hunt in the A main, and just start passing cars, and then you're in the lead, and then, you hold off and win, and then, when you realize you won, it feels great. It seems like I haven't won a race in forever. We were getting a little bit of a drought to end the season last year. So to win a race, felt really good. And, just give that emotion for Phillip and Patrick and Tyler. They've been there the whole time through everything. And, I'm sure it's not the same for them, but, we're trying to look forward and, make a new dream team here and try to make him proud, Jason proud. So, it was a shame Bobby wasn't there, but we FaceTime in victory lane, and it was definitely a really cool moment. It was definitely something that none of us will forget, but hopefully we get a lot more of those this year.
Absolutely. David, Phillip said before the race that you called the shot, that you were going to run on the bottom, you were going to make the bottom work. How did you call that, and how did you feel so confident in knowing, and obviously you pulled it off?
Well, I've been staying with some California guys all month out there, and they changed the track up last year and shortened up the infield, so the bottom is way shorter around than the top, and there was a little bit of grip down there all throughout the night, and they just watered it a little bit on the exit before the A main, and actually the bottom of 1 and 2 was really greasy lining up for the A main, but I was down there trying to get it to tack up, and I just knew it was going to be a factor because everybody was abusing the type and the top and running the slider line, like not really even entering on the outside, just kind of enter in the middle, sliding up and hit the cushion, and eventually just wore it out. And with that water being added and that tacking up, it just gave you a lot of grip on exit. And the only thing you had to do is be patient down there. So it's one of those things. I said, Phil, I think that's going to be a factor. We got to make sure we're good, going slow around the racetrack or on the bottom. And, we were able to do that and just trunked the wing and made it work.
David, this fascinates me watching this, and I've asked. We kind of know the drivers when Eldora gets slick and greasy. Look for Greg Wilson down around the bottom, just tiptoeing around the racetrack, and that's sort of what it looked like for you. You were tiptoeing around the bottom. How challenging is it? You said the word patient. How challenging of it is to be patient when cars are going faster than yours as far as speed goes, but you're hooking that bottom and making it work. How challenging is that for you to tiptoe around the bottom like that?
Well, it's definitely challenging, and it's going to be impossible if you don't have a drivable motor or a motor that you don't detune. We probably had 60, 80 horsepower at least taken out of the engine to help with that slick surface to run down there. But you could easily overdrive that corner, but you just had to just kind of hit your marks. Once you hit it once, you kind of know where you got to enter on the racetrack and where you got to end up on exit. And, the car was operating really good, and it does take a lot of patience because you could hear that guy zinging in on the top going faster than you, and then typically they'll have a good run off the bot or off the top on the exit. But it just seems if I hit my corners perfect, I really gained a lot of ground. And once you did that, it took a lot of focus though. And I took the lead. It was about lap 15, I think, and to lap 35 felt like it took forever. It felt like a 100-lap race, and I think it was just because you're going so slow on the bottom. I'm saying at some points you're going 40, 50 miles an hour, which is pretty slow for us, what we're used to, and it's wild. it's definitely a different feeling than singing the top.
Yeah, I think Shane Stewart after the race said that he didn't have the patience to do it. I mean, that's certainly not an easy thing to do. You made it look easy, but it's not. David, you're starting to head back east. Are you excited that the California swing's behind you and you're heading back more towards home?
Yeah, for sure. We had some rough racetracks, a lot of rain out in California. Just seems like that time of year is so hard to get a lot of racing in. So hopefully, heading back east, the weather starts warming up and the snow/rain cuts it out with Mother Nature. And, we get to race all these races coming up. I know this weekend, there are some fun racetracks in Devil's Bowl, a very good track for JGR. Jason's been really fast there in the past, so looking forward to that. And then, going to Eldora and Lake of the Ozarks will be great for us. That's where our team's located. So definitely looking forward to going back east and, tracks that I've had success at and, kind of seeing what we got. I feel like California sometimes is like you're on an island out there. It's a little bit different than anything else we race at. So just because you have some bad races at California doesn't mean you're going to struggle all season long. There's been several years Donnie Schatz has been, terrible in California, and he still ends up all right. So just looking forward to going to some new places and continuing to build our notebook and find that baseline. We're still searching a little bit for that. But, again, it's something that is going to be new for Phil and new for me. We just got to work together and make that happen.
Well, we can't wait to see what happens. We also, Erin and I selfishly like it because Dirt Vision doesn't start at 10 o'clock at night, for gosh sakes, here on the East Coast. So we can't wait for you to get over this way either. So, but David, congratulations on that win on Friday night, and we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us here today.
Well, thanks for having me. Hopefully we get a couple more wins I could be on in a little while.
There we go. We'll plan on it. There we go. David Gravel joining us here on the program. Big win. So happy. We have all these new combinations there, and it's good to see, despite Mother Nature not getting many races in, it's got to be great to get that first win out of the way, and that's really,
absolutely.
really
and for
sweet.
Bobby, like last year, they put Carson in the car that they were already running really well, but this is a program that she and Philip and
put together.
Family, yep. So,
and I didn't realize this, David's 40th World of Outlaw win.
That's
40th.
Impressive.
I remember the first one at Talladega.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done Talladega short track.
Yeah, and the number 89, right?
Yeah, and the number 89. Yeah, the family car.
Yep.
So, man, the cat can wheel a car, that's for sure. And we found out this weekend he can wheel one slow also.
Yeah.
Which to me, that I have such respect for a guy that can do that because
it's so hard.
It's got to just be the most challenging, most difficult thing in the world to do. To wheel a car like that.
Yeah, it goes against everything your brain is telling you. You're a race car driver. You need to go.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. We need to step away. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to or makes squealing noises when you brake, shop the Spring Brake Deal Savings Event at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Don't miss the Spring Brake Deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
Since the dawn of American industry, Dryden was there as the country built its first roads, laid the blocks of its factories, and spanned rivers with new bridges and rails. Today, with Dryden's All Technology, we instill this heritage into every Dryden oil, lubricant, fluid, and DEF product we make. Dryden is a tradition of performance with 21st century technology. Dryden, official motor oil of the World of Outlaws, and always American-owned and operated. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
An American tradition. Since 1889, Red Brand Fence has provided American farmers, ranchers, and homes with the highest quality fencing solutions built on tradition. Whatever your fencing needs, field, stockade, livestock, garden, electric, or specialty fencing applications, Red Brand has the fencing for your specific needs. Go to redbrand.com to find your fencing, local dealers, support, and guides. Made in the USA, Red Brand Fencing. That's redbrand.com for more information.
This is Tony Stewart. You're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Having a ball here. It is Wing Nation. Erin Evernham and Glorious Locks Post here, hanging out, talking sprint car
Talking
racing.
haircuts.
Talking haircuts, exactly. Talking haircuts. My mind wandered away there, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue on.
You're going to give the
paper.
spiel.
I was going to get in trouble, but I'm going to stay with what's on this piece of paper. This paper right here.
You know you want to.
Yes, exactly. National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, the birthday calendar coming up on Friday. Andy Linden, Pete DiPaolo, Tommy Harnischitz on Saturday. Tommy Harnischitz. Sunday, Jack Hodenshield. And, oh, my gosh, we got all kinds of great stuff happening here. Okay, so now. Did you see this? I know you saw this.
Yes.
What the marshals are doing. Priority Aviation, $20,000. The Knoxville National Sponsorship. Now, this ends on July 31st. But how you do this is you support your driver with memberships, donations, buy bricks, okay? And the driver that gets the most support to the Sprint Car Hall of Fame gets a $20,000 sponsorship.
Wow.
Now, this thing was rolling along really, really well. Okay. Until somebody in a blue number 69K from central Pennsylvania decided he was going to throw his hat in the ring. Lance DeWeese, I'm talking about you. And Donnie Kreitz, I'm talking about you. And Pennsylvania Posse, I'm talking about you. Okay. And so they jumped in and rocketed right to the top. But it's been amazing because I thought as soon as they locked in, I said, this is slam dunk.
Yeah.
This is over. Not so fast, says the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. Baylog Nation is checking in. They're in second.
Yeah.
Sammy, he's still winning, and he's in third. McKenna Haase is fourth, and Tanner Holmes is fifth. Now, so, I mean, this is so neat what's going on with the Sprint Car Hall of Fame.
Such a great idea.
It is a great idea. So kudos to the Marshals, Jennifer and Richard Marshall, for this, and benefiting the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Now, we've been talking about this all along, and nobody knows what they're doing for Sprint Car Day. Next Wednesday is National Sprint Car Day.
Fast approaching.
And everyone's like, well, what do we do? What do we do? I came up with the idea, okay? You guys think of the details, okay? But no, and there's some people now. Red Robin Racing is doing a deal, okay? But listen to this. We know Bob Baker, he jumped all over this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum on National Sprint Car Day, okay? They're just going to send the lady that takes the admissions home. Well, I don't know that they're sending her home. It's free. Sprint Car Hall of Fame is free on next Wednesday the 10th, and then they'll have some discounts in the store, too.
They should maybe online, too. I got to talk to Bob.
Well,
I might need a coupon code.
That's your department there. That's higher pay grade than me, okay? So the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum is in for Sprint Car Day next Wednesday. That's what they're doing, okay? Red Robin Racing, they're doing kids free on Wednesdays all month long, starting next week, I think it is. So in honor of National #Sprint Car Day. What we're looking for, though, is just share a story. Wear a T-shirt to work. You know, we're spreading the gospel. That's what we're doing. We're spreading the sprint car gospel. We want people who know nothing about sprint car racing to get to about 1 o'clock on next Wednesday and say, huh? What? They pop their heads up out of their cubicle and say, what's this sprint car stuff? Mission accomplished. Because that's the first step in getting them to the racetrack. So, yes, next Wednesday is National Sprint Car Day, and the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum is in with free admission and in-store discounts in the gift shop. Yes, indeed. It's going to be big. And that kicks off Knoxville next week. Yeah, next week. They start racing at the famed Marion County Fairgrounds. So, great stuff along the way. So, yes, if you want to participate in Sprint Car Week or Sprint Car Day, National Sprint Car Day, you can. Absolutely. Just do something. Share with us. We're going to do something on our Twitter and our Facebook. I'm going to do some polls, favorite this, favorite that. We're just going to have fun with the hashtag and all that other stuff. All right. Coming up on Thursday on Wing Nation Weekend, okay, Shane Helm's going to join us. This story, I can't wait to get this story. because Waynesfield Raceway Park, and those of you that have been to Waynesfield, you know what I'm talking about. This place is awesome.
Yes.
Okay. And there was a lot of uncertainty about it, but Shane Helms is taking it over, and they're going to run 4 times this year.
That's awesome.
So it is great. We're going to talk to him because they kick it off this weekend. And on Saturday on Wing Nation by Sage Fruit on MAV TV, we've got Paul McMahon joining us. So that is on Saturday at 8:30 and 11:30 a.m. So Paul McMahon joins us on Wing Nation by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. So I think that's it. I think that takes care of us. Okay, so there we also, Craig just said we have 15 seconds. That is plenty of time for me to thank Ryan Taylor and to thank David Gravel for joining us. But more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here today on Wing Nation.
Wing Nation has been brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our string. Watch Wing Nation Saturday mornings on MAV TV. You can also find Wing Nation on wingnation.com or your favorite podcast provider. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.